like going through it. I believe this is the day when Michael Brown was murdered in Ferguson, and it's just really sad. And I saw some kind of like a sad picture he posted, which it was real graphic in detail of his son and saying why he fought so much. And one of my memories when I went to Ferguson years ago, the pictures of me and him popped up. So it's just heartbreaking. So we always talk about women, that lose their children and things like that. But as far as it's just like Shorty always highlight, that Shorty even lost his son. But we have to look out for all the family members, fathers, mothers, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. Because guess what? Everybody grieve in different ways when it's their loved one. It's just sad and it's just unfortunate. But definitely big shout out because Ferguson, definitely had boots on the ground
That's
and
right.
things like that, and they never gave up. And it's just so sad that so many activists that were boots on the ground got murdered,
Hmm.
literally like murdered. So just praying for everybody and even praying for our city right now. And tomorrow, if you guys are up here near Greenmount or if you can reserve seats because we're gonna be at Red Embers down the street and we're gonna be doing a very special book reading or it's an event about the book Justina wrote called Why Did They Kill Freddie or They Killed Freddie? And then she unpacks all the dirt, the corruption. And the first day, it will be tomorrow, she's going to have a lot of boots on the ground activists that was there. My brother Easy will be there. And just several people will be there tomorrow doing like a panel discussion. It starts at 7 o'clock. So just try to, if you can, come on out. And it's just a lot. And I just really feel sad because we still don't have accountability for my brothers. Like even though right now the ball is going back between Bates' office and Brown's office. Meanwhile, like I said in the Washington Post, my brother's laying dead for 10 cold years. No accountability whatsoever. And I know we get small victories here and there. Pretty much the West Coalition along with many. It wasn't just the West Coalition, but it was Runners for Justice, not without black women, not without black women, Jews for Justice, and we had at the time Sharon Sneed, and at the time our mayor, which was the city council president, to sponsor the bill, and finally it got passed. But that's still no accountability. I mean, that's a start, but even with that, we still don't know the depths of it. Can somebody really talk about their case without being silent? Because it's always something that every time a law gets passed, which is good or something, but they always water it down. So when you water it down, it equivalents to nothing. It's like I feel like you're doing something just to try to hush people or fool people. And then meanwhile you're doing nothing because they're still able to do the things that they're doing. And it's just sad and literally I think about the first two killer cops, Ruiz and Chapman. The first two on the scene and the fact that nothing happened to them. Like they got promotion and Ruiz was able to even marry somebody in the state's attorney's office, Michelle Battle. Like this is ridiculous. Like how fair is that our families have to go through pain and trauma and these folks keep on being in the bed with each other and we just keep getting pushed around, pushed around. It's disgusting. And then the fact I don't know that I don't know if my sister Dean is going to talk about Worley tonight, but the fact that they're trying to even put Worley in there, like, are you freaking kidding me? Worley was in there when everything was going down and going wrong. He co-signed on all that. He co-signed on everything. Worley is the problem. And for you to put somebody like that in office, shame on our mayor Brandon Scott. Shame on you, Brandon. Shame.
Shame.
Shame. And it's just sad because my sister, she pointed out last week or a week ago, but she pointed out, she brought it to my attention that like he's bringing in a lot of Caucasian males into power. Like, what's going on? Did they make a deal with you on the side? What's going on? They got us scratching our head and really wondering what's going on. But at the end of the day, it's just sad. It just seems like when people get in office, they forget their promises. They forget, what their fight was. They forget all of that. And it's sad and disgusting because I honestly, before the mayor became the mayor, I used to see how he was city council president. He seemed like he took Seriously, he seemed like he took him a little serious. At first, I remember my cousin had to check him in a meeting because he had said something that was ridiculous. And it seemed like once we checked him, once we put him in his place, and my cousin reminded him, hey, I don't care what your job title is, but your skin color, you look like me, Brandon. My cousin had to remind him that. And when my cousin brought him back to reality, then that's when he started to me fighting just a little bit harder. But now it's just like, what's going on? Like nobody is doing what they're supposed to do. And it's an easy fix if people really wanted to do something. It's like literally I think about my sister Angela, who was been literally drug into this fight like 2 years ago, and her, you know, brother is still laying dead. Nobody has never addressed the family. The children are still living in the house where their father was slaughtered. That is disgusting. And I think about each year when school comes around because in a couple 2 more weeks the kids will be back in school. Some is damn near old walking in the fall and we literally don't even have that much time for the new year. The company is just saying, no accountability, no poor babies got to go back to school, suffer from trauma and pain, and nobody's addressing those issues. Nobody never stopped paying and said, hey, we're going to get those children counseling or anything. No one never addressed my brother children. No one. No one. Like the check will never see if they need help. And meanwhile, they're living in a cold world and don't give a damn about them and their father. Now what can I tell them? I can't tell them anything. But I love them and I'm gonna keep on fighting. But how many more years does this has to go on? This is like agonizing pain. Because at the end of the night, while most people get sleep, I can't sleep at night. Like yesterday, I had a real busy day. I had to go to work. I left work, went to my baby girl's play, left that, got on a Zoom, meeting for accountability with my brother on my sister's talk show. And literally, I think I took a shower and I got to bed like midnight. And I ain't gonna sleep till 3 o'clock, knowing I had to get back up at 5. So I mean, sleep. How much rest did I get done? And that's just a repeated cycle every day because it's hard to rest when you know that your loved one is not resting. Nobody's being held because like literally they didn't even fire anybody. Like that wouldn't even have been good enough. I'll be honest. But the fact that they were still working and they get to switch over and do whatever they want to just live life gloriously. Meanwhile my brother's murdered, dead, gone. And everybody know what happened. His case was dead wrong. The case speaks for itself. So I don't even know why we even had to get it investigated again. It should have been a thorough investigation from the door. It should have been a thorough investigation from the door. My brother first was slaughtered and murdered when he went to the medical examiner's office. They should have been bodies. They should have let my brother's body speak for itself. That brutal, heinous attack by 17 cold-hearted murderers. His body spoke for I ain't had to say a word. I shouldn't have to went in my pocketbook to get up $50,000 that I probably would never see again. But they wasn't going to allow my brother. They wasn't going to allow. And it's just sad. I think about other families that don't have the resources to even, they just stuck with, oh, we're not going to give you your autopsy report, or oh, your loved one just died from a heart attack when they was beat to get down or gunned down with some foolishness. It's sad. We're in some real sad times, and if we don't get it together, it's not, nobody's coming to save us. I realized that 10 years ago. And I realized no one is coming to save us. And I honestly thought back then that because there was video footage of my brother being murdered, there were numerous witnesses, that this was going to be an open and shut case, that those killer cops were going to be charged accordingly. And all that was a lie. All that was a facade. And the part that angers me the most is I never missed a beat. Even when my family got so tired and weak of the lies, and they couldn't do it because it was killing them, and still is. And it's not that they don't love Tyrone, they love him to death, but they just can't do it. But the fact that I never ever missed a West Wednesday, a town hall meeting, anything in regards to police brutality, community violence, all that, never missed none of that. And the fact that they're playing me and keep pushing it on, I didn't just pop up a year after my brother was murdered. I was right there the day he got murdered. I was the one saying something bad happened to my brother. I never left my brother's side. And they not going to play me like I did. And even if I did, that's still no reason not to give me accountability. But the fact it irks me the most because I've been doing the most. I've been out here. I've been active. I done literally, like, it went to my job front. Like, I literally one time got demoted out my classroom, literally. Like, this stuff follows you to your workspace, and I'm still there. Back in my class and all that, but the fact that the ills and wills of society follows you back, it follows you around when you try to stick up and fight. And I remember early on, years ago, when I would see mothers, sisters, kids, and everybody talking about their loved one, I honestly thought that they were literally suffering from like a mental health crisis because the stuff that they were saying did not sound real. And now I'm suffering from the same exact thing, sounding crazy. Sounding crazy saying somebody cut my tires. Sounding crazy saying that they threatened me. Sounding crazy, but see, I got the proof. That's the difference. I learned a long time ago. If it ain't in black and white, unfortunately, it don't count. But it's just saying, like we shouldn't have to go through that. Like explaining the trauma, the pain over and over again. And my sister Latoya, I was on her show. She lost her son Xavier. Maybe she won her fight. That is saying the mother got to fight so hard for her baby to get accountability. And then we got to turn our tragedy into this. Like, that's not even good enough. No, thank you. We'd rather be with our damn loved ones. We'd rather have accountability like any and everybody else that you decide that you want to give accountability. As soon as a Caucasian person is missing, you guys jump on top of it immediately. You guys find the body. You guys pull together in the community. And a woman, regardless if she's Caucasian, black, Chinese, it doesn't matter. She's still a woman. A man, just because he's Caucasian, it doesn't matter. He's still a man. But we live in a racist society that don't care and remind us every single day that they do not care about us. Because what even happened, and I hate to be all around, but it is what it is. But the fact that what happened, literally, we had 30 people shot, 2 murdered in Brooklyn. Nothing's being done. They still ain't catch a killer. Still ain't catch killers, probably. It's sad they can just keep coming back. But I guarantee you that wouldn't have happened in Roland Park. They'd have caught somebody by now. I guarantee that wouldn't even happen. You know why? Because Wally and his flunkies would have been out there making sure that they were seeing the act of running people away. That when they happen. They got an open field, they happen, and just turn their backs like they normally do. Everybody's been backs have literally been turned since Freddie Gray. Let's be crystal clear. If you look at the numbers don't lie. Look at the statistics of murder, how it spiked up. As soon as we had a prosecutor to say, even though she didn't do nothing, she couldn't even get one charge. That's utterly ridiculous. To me, it was a facade to calm us down, but it seemed so good and it sounds so good. I remember being at work when she made that beautiful speech, and that's all it was a beautiful speech. I don't want a beautiful speech. We want beautiful actions. That's what counts. Save your speeches for somebody else. We want to see you guys work. Right now, while everybody is looking at my brother case and everybody's coming to report, I'm going to make sure y'all do something. So I'm telling you, Louise, I'm telling all you flunkies, you murderers, you might want to start shaking in your pants right now because the fight ain't never been over. You can see me out here, but now the spotlight is on y'all, and I'm going to keep it on y'all. And I'm going to make sure somebody charges y'all. And everybody needs to be charged, including David Fowler. Including David Fowler. They got him now as an expert witness. An expert witness to what? To lies? To racist lies. He will blame anything but killers when it comes to men and women and children being murdered by cops. And I've been saying a long time ago, that's why, like I said, West Ramsey was born. When we saw the foolishness, when they hid my grandma's body for 154 days. And they wouldn't even, they hid the medical exam, the autopsy report for 150 days. They hid my brother's body for 5 days. We couldn't pick his body up from the morgue. We couldn't do anything. They hid his body for 5 days, kept his autopsy report for 154 days. But I knew something was wrong then. With all the undetermined deaths, and even the ones that ain't got nothing to do with police brutality, it's too many undetermined deaths. He is the type, he's playing God, as if he can judge people. And anybody that like has drug issues or a prostitute or different things. And I met many women crying in front of that medical examiner's office when we were holding up outside about my brother, saying, "Oh my God, my daughter was, into the streets and they found her body." And he said it was undetermined. Like, what? So they need to arrest this racist piece of trash.
There you go.
They need to start knocking down their doors, locking them up, shipping them out. The same way they took down the gun trade task force, not they didn't take it down. The same way they took a few bad cops,
Right.
a few, but they still out here. Because if we think they done something wrong with us, they took a few. But the same way y'all took that few and had the world watching, y'all need to take Greg Bernstein, he needs to go. David Fowler needs to go. Marlon Mosey, all of them jokes needs to go. Anybody that's not doing their job needs to go. Worley needs to go. He should have been arrested damn near when he first started. But we going to see, like Shorty said, he do not deserve to serve. But I'm just over it. But I'll never be over this fight. I'll never be over this fight. It's sad that we have to work all day, be with our families, adjust our schedule to be out here talking about corruption. I never thought my worst nightmare that this would be my life. Never thought it. Never dreamt it, never thought it. But however it is, and however I'm here to stay, I'm not going anywhere. You can't pay me off. You can't scare me off. I'm here to stay. And if you try to kill me off, guess what? It's still going to go on. It's still going to go on. It's still going to go on. So I just wanted to say we got to keep this position of bringing these crooked people down. We got to keep advocating. They might got the guns and the weapons and the drugs and all that, but we have the power. We have the voices. They cannot silence us. Truth is on our side. We didn't change the truth in 10 years. Again, now my belief is one of you to believe that, oh, let's change the law. Let's do this. No. Let's knock it down and build it back up. The revolution will not be televised. It needs to be knocked down. Mic check.
Mic check.
Correct, I'm talking about Worley. But I want to say that it breaks my heart every time you say that you were demoted at your job while the main killer of your brother was promoted to sergeant. And who knows what happened to all the other ones. But the Worley confirmation was postponed. Just want to make sure that everybody knows on the 15th that's not happening. City Council wanted to get all these community meetings ahead of them before they do the confirmation. So first in-person session, Monday, August 14th, 6 to 8 p.m., 5010 Park Heights Avenue. Again, Monday, this coming Monday, 6 to 8 p.m., the Lord's Church, 5010 Park Heights Avenue. Morley better hope a lightning bolt don't come through the friggin' ceiling at his ass and put in a church. Tuesday, August 22nd, 6 to 8, Shake and Bake Family Fun Center. Let's put his ass on roller skates and run him around. 1601 Pennsylvania Avenue. Again, Tuesday, August 22nd at Shake and Bake, 1601 Pennsylvania Avenue. Thursday, August 24th, 6 to 8 p.m., National Federation for the Blind, 200 East Wells Street. That's in South Baltimore. Again, Thursday, August 24th, 6 to 8. 200 East Wells Street, the National Federation for the Blind. Last one, Tuesday, August 29th, 6 to 8, Greater Paradise Christian Center, 2900 East Oliver Street. Tuesday, August 29th, 6 to 8, Greater Paradise Christian Center, 2900 East Oliver Street. And I'm going to just remind everybody that Brooklyn Park was not the first time Worley was caught sleeping on the job and did not protect citizens. Just real quick, when he was major at the Northeast District, he entered in the middle of the Ashley Overbay incident. She reported a robbery, got beat up by the cops because she didn't like how she was being treated by them, and she called 911 and asked for them to send new cops because they were being unprofessional, and they beat her up. So they were in the middle of that case of her suing them when he took over. Then there were the Green brothers in May or June of 2013. They're in a car, and Ruiz and Omar and what's the other Chapman stopped them, assaulted them. They got sued. These are all on record. You could go to the courts and find every single one of these cases except one. Then it was Abdul Salam at the beginning of July of 2013. Stopped in the alley behind his house with his young son in the car, brutally assaulted by Chapman and Louise. Then July 17th, right? July 17th was Darrell Harris. That's the only one you won't find in court records because he wasn't successful when he tried to sue for some reason. But he was illegally stopped and harassed. That was broadcast on Facebook Live all over the place. And they were actually calling 911 for help because these officers were harassing them, him and his friend. And then the very next day, July 18th, the brutal murder of Tyrone West. Chapman and Ruiz again, and then a whole slew of other cops rushing to the scene, crashing into each other, just to jump in the fray. And then there was September of 2015. My family had an illegal home invasion, which they called a search and seizure warrant, but it was a home invasion because I was most likely reporting GTTF activity that I didn't know was GTTF activity. So they wanted to shut me up, and they terrorized my family and held my 12-year-old son at gunpoint in my basement. Then in February of 2016, twice, Ruiz and another GTTF member raided Thomas McCullough's home to the point where they did so much damage, and they drove him out of the city. He wound up moving, but he also sued. And then there was the unidentified man in the video that went viral 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and nothing has been done about it because I know they haven't done anything about it. It's just because of some of my own activities, but they did nothing about that. Where Ruiz is kneeling on a man sideways, pushed up against the pole, holding a gun that was to his head, telling the citizens who were trying to intervene on his behalf, I suggest you back the fuck up, with a gun to this guy's head. And he's restrained with his knees, with Ruiz's knees on top of him, crushing him into the ground up against the pole. All of those cases happened in the Northeast District under Worley's purview. Worley was the major. Worley had to be made abreast of every single thing that was going on out of that district. He had to know everything that was going on. He had to know every dirty cop that he had in there. And instead of doing anything about it, he promotes them, or he just gets reassigned or whatever. Because he didn't last much longer after Thomas McCullough's. He was gone at the end of that. He was out of the Northeast District. Northeast District changes majors like some of y'all change your underwear. Seriously. It's ridiculous. Every time a newsletter comes out, oh, we got a new major over there. We got a new major over there. They can't keep anybody there because nobody wants to do shit about dirty cops. So I just want everybody and all of those people that I mentioned that have cases that they brought against them. Gag orders don't exist anymore. We got rid of them. We worked and we got rid of them. Actually, Overbay helped. She was the catalyst of that case. So we need y'all at one of those 4 meetings or all 4 meetings. Because we're gonna turn up and we're gonna let all the citizens know what a piece of crap Worley is and how he does not need to be leading the Baltimore City Police Department. In fact, he should be in jail with the GTTR. Mm-hmm. Mic check.
Mic check.
Got this thing will find you, though. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
All right, come on, mic check.
Mic check.
I don't even need no microphone. I personally been following the Baltimore City Police Department since 2006. In 2010, they came to my house and put guns in my head. They ain't even filed no report like they said. It was unauthorized. They came in my house at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 5 o'clock in the morning. No, nothing. All right? Now, I filed all my paperwork and everything I got is documented. It's on court record. When I use them toilets represent how you treat the black community. You treat us like shit. So I use them toilets to shit on you. I can't put my hands on you, but I can shit on you. And that's what I've been doing to them since 2006. Now, everything that I'm telling you, you can go to Chief Judge Badar. He's the judge of the dissent decree. Go to Chief Judge Badar. Go to Mayor Brandon Scott. Go to Corey McCray. Go to Stephanie Smith. Go to Antonio Freeman. Go to the Mayor of the Black Caucus. Because in this last session, everything that we've been going through, I've been giving it to them hand in hand. I've been giving it to them. The book that Tawanda was talking about, I got it in, and I got everything I need. Like Pastor Brown said, I got enough. I got enough to send him to jail, but the only thing that's going to stop him from going to jail is giving us access to the court. Now, I told Tawanda believes in Ivan Bates, and she believes in the justice system. Ivan Bates, Warren Brown, the white-headed Malcolm, Stephanie Smith are officers of the court. Lou Clippinger is an officer of the court, and they're also representatives of the Democratic Party. They created a criminal enterprise that they are not going to destroy because they eat off of that. Anthony Brown and Ivan Bates, Isabella Cummings, and Commissioner Harris did a thing right over here at Heber Brown's church and said this is the dream team. That dream is a nightmare. You feel me? Because you didn't see her, Anthony Brown, talking about prosecuting for Tawanda Jones. And I told Tawanda last week when she told me about Ivan Bates, he was bullshit. Did I not? So I ain't here to bust nobody's bubble. I'm here to give you a stark reality. Blacks in America have no rights in which white America respects. The Constitution only works for white people. It don't work for us. And the sooner that we realize that, we'll realize our worth in America. Martin Luther King told us our worth, showed us our worth. Our worth is our power in our communities. When we show up in numbers. When we didn't go to the bus for a year and a half, they paid attention. We had the garbage and you didn't pick up the garbage, they paid attention. When Thurgood Marshall became justice, you paid attention. If you're going to beat them, you're going to beat them in court. You understand? We're going to beat them in court. So keep doing what you're doing. I ain't doing nothing to discourage you, but I ain't never told you nothing wrong. It's a dog and pony show, and I'm going to ride that pony till the wheels fall off. Mike check!
Mike check!
I'm sure you got me laughing. Anybody want to say something? Yeah. Mike check.
Mike check.
Mike check.
Oh,
I wonder if that one's on.
right.
Sometimes we don't have enough confidence in our ability to make a significant difference. And some of us may be questioning, can we really stop them from making Worley the police chief? So I just want to point out that West Wednesday played a very significant and pivotal role one time when the city wanted to bring in a new police chief from Fort Worth, Texas. It was Fitzpatrick, Fitzgerald, I don't remember exactly. Fitzpatrick, thank you. And he had a reprehensible record in Fort Worth and sort of protecting through the police. And we didn't want him here. And we had a lot of people go down to that hearing and speak out. And there were other people opposed to it, so we didn't play the whole role, but we played a significant role. And he did not become the police chief. And I think we may have saved some lives. And we may or may not be able to stop them from making Worley police chief, but we damn sure can work hard at it. And we have a shot at success. And we have to have some confidence in our ability to make a difference. The second thing I wanted to say, what's that? Thank you.
Oh. Stand up. Oh.
Leave the young man alone.
What the hell? What's up? What's up? Are they waiting for him? Right.
There you go.
No one. No person.
They're just circling around.
Stupid.
That's harassment! 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 That's harassment. This is a peaceful demonstration.
Y'all they gonna circle around for what?
Right.
Where was y'all circling at when Purple Pop was getting gunned down?
Exactly.
When people got shot, she was murdered.
Exactly.
We don't need y'all now. Assholes.
Nobody called you.
I wish I had I wish I was in my car. I'd be playing fuck the police right now, loud.
Right.
Fuck the police. Excuse my language, kids. They want to keep circling around for what? They're the police show. Go find some of these unsolved homicides. Go find they can talk young people not that. Assholes. Assholes.
Right.
Go get some donuts from 7-Eleven real fast. Ride around the street. Assholes.
What is she smiling about? Yo.
down for the street cop. Straight out for the white cop. Form. Or any motherfucker in a uniform. I'm calling this already. Okay. Finish. It's gonna be a lot better. Fuck the police. In nowhere. Fuck the police. What? What the police? What the police? Fuck the police. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. But nothing. Fuck the police. No. They lock you up for being black in America. Don't get that fucking shit. No. Fuck the police. Being black in America. Fucking asshole. Fucking. Yeah. Fuck the police. Pigs. Oink, oink, 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 pigs. Bitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, get out of here. Okay.
Up 12.
Nobody in there.
Up 12.
Nobody
Up
in there.
12.
Ain't nobody inside.
So,
Anyway,
It's
up 12. Pigs. Pigs. Oink, oink, pigs. Swine.
fuck the police.
Fuck the police.
I knew that's what you were coming
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Fuck
You're
the
ready.
police. Fuck 12.
Okay.
Fuck 12. When they should be trying to serve and protect, they only protecting property. Where was they at when the people was getting killed in Brooklyn?
Right.
Where was they at? How many people were slaughtered in Brooklyn? Where was they at? We couldn't get one police car there. Where the fuck was they? They probably was the one shooting Brooklyn up. That's where they was at. Mic check.
Mic check.
So I want to remind everybody of what the Black Panther Party used to say about the police. They said, watch out, cops. You better start shaking because today's pigs are tomorrow's bacon. Watch out, cops. You better start shaking because today's pigs are tomorrow's bacon.
Mm-hmm.
So, before this interlude with these pigs here, what I was going to talk about was what the cops really do, who they serve. So I remember one time we went down to Annapolis organizing to try and stop the police officers' Bill of Rights. And the head of the police union got up at that session and he said it's working fine. In the recent period, 300 cops have been fired. 300. And I think he was telling the truth about that. But what were they fired for? None of them were cases of police brutality. A lot of them were fired because at that time there was a garage where people would get their cars towed to if they were parked illegally, whatever. And every car that went there, the cops got a kickback. They got some money back from that garage. So for a kickback, they got fired. But when they kick somebody in the back and tase somebody and kill somebody, nothing happens. They get promoted. And if this happens again and again, which it does, we have to come to some conclusions about the role of the police. The thing is that this system doesn't want the cops looking out for their own personal wallet. They don't want the cops serving themselves individually. They want the cops to serve their master. And who's their master? Their master is systemic racism. They got to uphold systemic racism. And if they do that, they get rewarded. And they don't get prosecuted except in a very, very few exceptional cases. But if they do something where instead of being on the take for systemic racism, they're on the take for their own wallet, boom, they're out. And we can learn a lot from that about the nature of police. I would argue that we live in what I would call a dictatorship of the capitalist class. They rule it. They run it. They break their own rules when necessary to serve their own interests. And the cops are their gang that carry that stuff out. That's their gang that carry that stuff out. But once again, let's have confidence that we can make a difference. We have a chance of stopping Worley. Mic check.
Mic check.
Yeah. And I want to apologize for like some elderly people, especially little kids, because I was using my word. Some pigs up me on. Some pigs up me on. Especially when I seen the guys riding on their bikes. They wouldn't do that to Caucasians, and then they gonna keep circling around us. So they wanted to show, they gotta show. Mic check.
Mic check.
Anybody want to say anything before we start to ramp up? I was excited tonight. I got excited about that. I got some built up energy. I needed that. Definitely needed that. But as I said, they just circle around, but we couldn't pay one of them. And they're paid by our tax dollars. They're paid. We only needed one or two of them, like the grandmother of her deceased beautiful daughter who was killed in Brooklyn Park. She said all we needed was one police call, that you couldn't get one. There were 1,000 people. So again, F the police. And my more promoter voice now that they gone. But anyway, anybody want to say or add anything before we go on to our sad list? Love you more. That was fun. I know that they thought. I know they didn't think they were going. I know they didn't think they were going to sit around here. No.
Black power!
Yes, we had to run them off. Sorry. Yes, we're good. Love y'all. Y'all see me out of character tonight, but bring them pigs around me, and then it's near my birthday. I'm going to turn all the way up and tell y'all that now. Right now. Turn up early. My birthday. Before we go into our service, I would like to read this statement. It's from the West Coalition. It is our mission of the West Coalition to work for accountability for Tyrone West and all victims of police brutality. We believe that there's a connection between police brutality and community violence. Police can use the escalation strategies to defend situations without necessarily using force. And we encourage community members to resolve disputes without violence. We care deeply about those families impacted by police brutality and community violence. We seek to uplift the names of their loved ones from a place of respect and care. We obtained a list of the names of those who shot and killed by police and those lost to community violence from a national and local news outlet. We know that these are not by no means exhaustive list, and that gun violence isn't the only way that people are murdered. We do not obtain detailed information about the circumstances surrounding each death or people who died. By reading these names, we are not condoning violence. We are not condoning, violent behaviors on any part of anyone involved in a situation. So let's take 2 minutes for both lists, even if we won't have one, but let's just still take 2 minutes for both lists. Mic check.
Mic check.
We'll be back next Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday.
Yeah, because I was telling Mr. Bill
But I have issues with the slum landlord.
Thank you guys so
I've
much.
been dealing with slum landlords since 2016. All the way up until now, and to the point where she wasn't even licensed or registered to have me in the house. And I had to find out my mother passed away August the 8th of 21. She wasn't worried about August because I paid her on the 3rd. Mommy died during the 8th. And she called me and told me I gotta get
victim violence first, but everyone's a victim. Their recognition and there's so much struggle for them. So I would just ask you to just might check these names back to me as I read them out. Jason Scott Franny,
Jason Scott Franny,
Sarah Brown,
Sarah Brown,
Chandler Desmond,
Chandler Desmond,
Daryl Oliver,
Darrell Oliver,
Christopher Morton,
Christopher Morton,
Tiwan Wilson.
Juan Wilson.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right, Chuck?
Mike check.
Lots of sirens tonight, but there is no national list tonight because it hasn't been published. But it just makes me worry that when they do publish it, maybe next week, that it's going to be really long since the police kill about 3 people a day on average. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but I'm sorry that we don't have any of that information tonight. Mike check.
Mike check.
So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry you got a little uncomfortable out here. But it is what it is. They ain't trying to serve the text of me. You gotta run away. That's what they down. Leave us alone.
There you go.
So anyway, and I just started thinking, for some reason, Tyree Moorhead was on my mind when I saw all the time. Like, and he was the guy that, a lot of people didn't like, but a lot of people liked him as well. He was a human being. And he was doing the no-shoot zone, where he was going up, they always talk about, community violence over here, police brutality. Well, this man was advocating, in a sense, for both. And for the police to come to peg the gun this man down, and he still ain't hear nothing else about it. So I'm sending love to Tyree Moorhead. They was mad because he always put them on blast. Every time, every minute, every second he could, and they was waiting for the perfect moment. That's why it's careful what you put on social media. They knew they took her his machete knife, that he wasn't harming people. They were waiting for the perfect moment to come in and assassinate him. That's exactly what he did. So please be careful with stuff that you post on social media. The stuff you may think is cute or harmless, or you think you got the right to do, they will use that and come and gun you down. Or beat you down. Because everybody that get hurt is not always gunned down. So again, I'm praying for everybody in my city. And if you're out tomorrow, please come to Red Hammers. Please come to Red Hammers at 7 o'clock. Live to love, love to live. We love you all. I'm so glad we back on the street. I think that was best. We back on here, baby. We back on here. Mike check.
Mike check.
They was just being assholes.
You know how to turn this off? Just see Richard.
They got the new law, sorry. They switched that.
Excuse me 1 second. I don't have to turn it off.
Thank you.